Hi, I'm Debbie Chronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm glad you're joining me today. You can find me at stampwithdeb.com, and I'm on Facebook Live every Tuesday at 3 o'clock and Pacific Time. And I'm so happy you're here with me today. Let's get started. I have a really fun project for you today. So today I am showing you how I made this cute corner pocket card, and this tucks in just like that. It's a little tricky there. So we're going to start with a piece of cardstock, and this is pale papaya, and I'm going to cut it at 4 inches, 4¼ inches. How about that? 4¼ by 8. So I'm just going to cut off a ½ inch so I don't have to pull my arm out on my cutter. Lazy person's way. Okay, and then I'm going to score it at 2½. All right, and just fold that over, and that's the front of my card. I like layers. I'm a layer person, so I am having a little bit of trouble with this one. So, I think I'm going to add a layer to it. So I'm going to cut a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 because I just want a little bit of a layer. And we'll see. We'll experiment with this and see how it works. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside of my card, just like that. Just that tiny bit. Yeah, I think I want more. Let's go at 4 by 5 1/4, our normal layer. Okay, let's try that. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to cut a piece for, now I won't need this inside piece in here because I have a layer that's going in there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut a piece that is 3 inches by 3 inches. And that's in the pale papaya. So by doing it this way, I'll have enough to make 2. And then I'm going to cut from tip to tip. And since it's 3 by 3, it doesn't matter which corners you choose. And I'm just going to cut right through there. Okay, so that's going to be my reinforcement for my corner. Now I have another piece over here that I cut making this sample, and I'm going to cut that one 3 by 3 also, and cut it from corner to corner. Like that. So that is going to attach to there. Okay, now I have the front of my card, which is, I don't know that I ever did measure that. Okay, I'm going to add a white layer behind that. So that DSP is 4. Lost my DSP. There we go. Okay, it is 4 inches by 1 inch. So I'm going to go 1 inch. And this is the Daffodil paper that was a free celebration item. But I want to show you the Daffodil set. So 1 by 4. So no, I'm going to cut that 1 by 3 3/4. How about that? And then I'm going to cut this 1 by 4. Or 1 1/4 by 4. And 4. So that will give me a little white edge around that. And something to attach my ribbon to that's a little more solid. Okay, then for my layer there, I'm going to have to get my ruler out and measure this and see what I cut it at. I cut it at 3 1/4. And I'll put all these measurements on my blog for you by 3 1/4. Interesting. So I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, but I'm going to cut it out of the pale papaya. And then I'm going to cut my white because I want a layer here. Then I'm going to cut a piece of white at 2 3/4. Let's see if this one will work. It will. By 2 3/4. Okay, that is all my paper, except I need one scrap to stamp my image on. Which will use this, because I don't think that will fit. Okay, so then I have my my daffodil that I am going to stamp on this image. And on this paper. And I'm going to color it with 3 colors. I'm going to use the pale papaya, the evening evergreen light and dark. So, and on this one, I am just going to cover, I want pale papaya light. That's dark. I want the light. And I'm just going to color the center section. I'm not going to color these petals. My pale papaya light is pretty light, but I just want a little hint of it. And then I'm going to come back and with my evening evergreen light, I'm going to color most of these leaves. And the amazing thing about this is it seems to lighten up in color a little bit as it dries. Maybe a little bit. It's a pretty dark color. And let's do this one. I think I might grab the color lifter. Just to lift a little bit of the color off of this because it is so dark. So I'm going to do them all in the pale papaya, I mean the evening evergreen light. And then I'm going to use my color lifter and just pull off a little bit of color on some of them. So the color lifter is kind of a unique tool. Let me grab my color lifter. It is a white stamp and blend, it looks like. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come through, and it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but once it dries, it will. And I'm just going to pull up a little bit of this color. It's almost like it bleaches it or something. Just because it's so dark. And that was the light. Okay, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go with the dark right under my plant, right under my leaf here. Right there. And I need to leave it alone before I mess it up. Okay, so let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I have mine anchored to the counter, so I have to grab another one that I had stashed in my closet. I always forget that that one is tied down, but it helps me because I do a lot of die cutting. Okay, so let's die cut this. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Here it is. And my die is, so I'm using the Daffodil Daydream, and this is the die that I'm going to use. And just attach that Lay that right in there. So there's some little holes in this, just a little hole right above this leaf that helps you to line it up. Maybe. Okay, there we go. We're good. And now I'm using layers 1, 2, and 2 of layer 3 for my die cutting. Pull that out. I'm just going to set this aside. And my daffodil is done. Just very light touch of it. Okay, so let's go put our card together. So I am going to stamp the Easter blessings down here in the bottom right corner of this. Let me just try this again. It's too far away from me, especially to get it straight. Not bad. Okay. Let's close this up before I put my hand in it. Okay, so we're going to start with attaching this to my card base. I don't know how this is going to work in the corner. It's going to be interesting to see. Okay, so this has to go in here first, is my thought. We'll find out. Well, okay. And then I have this. Now these are going to get glued together. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on this one. And the reason I did this is to reinforce the DSP, because the DSP is so delicate that I'm afraid it will tear if you start tucking up another piece of cardstock underneath it. It'll just part company. Okay, and then I'm going to attach that with dimensionals because I am tucking that cardstock under there. I want to have some room for freedom to do that, but I want to make sure that it's free here in the center. Okay, I probably could have used the tape strips, the foam strips, and gone here and here, but we'll just use these. It works. And then I'm just going to attach this right in my corner here. There we go. So far, so good, huh? Okay, so these are my 2 pieces. No, they're not. I hope not. Oh, maybe they are. For my front, that looks pretty small compared to that. Did I lose my paper? Or did I use it? Yeah, that looks kind of small. I'm going to cut another one. A little bit bigger. I want it. Oh, I know why, because this is 3 1/4. Yeah, and I cut that at 2 3/4. So that's way too small. So let me just cut this at 3. And 3 inches this way. That will be much better. Now this one's going to be interesting because there's nothing on the front of this. I think we might have to put some gems on it. You guys can see I'm flying by the seat of my pants here today, right? I've been so busy with different things going on that I haven't had time to really do a lot of creating, and I'm okay. I probably should have put my Easter blessings either under further. Okay, we're just going to do it. We're just going to go with it. I'm going to put this on here, put a ribbon around it. I should have waited and stamped my Easter blessings later and put it underneath so if I did it again, I would stamp this under here so that when I close that, it doesn't even show. So that's how we learn, right? Okay, I want adhesive here. I'm going to attach a ribbon. Going to put my ribbon there. So I'm just going to attach that, bring it around to the front, and glue it on the back, and then trim it off. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of an edge all the way around, right there. Okay, now it almost covers it, not quite. Although if I move it over and down, it would cover it. Okay, we're going to try it. I'm going to try it. I just have to remember it has to be able to go in there. So, yeah, I should have moved my Easter blessings over because you can see it from the front. It's okay. And I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. So I just put glue on that left side of that so that it would hold that going in and out. You're going to bend the card to get it in and out. And I'll put a couple of dimensionals on this and attach it just right there. Let's tie a bow. I'm almost out of this ribbon. Oh, there's enough for a bow. And I'm going to attach that with a glue dot. Oh, and let me put a little glue dot underneath there. I like to do that just because it helps hold my ribbon in place when I'm putting a bow on top of it because it gets heavy. So just one little glue dot under there will hold my bow a little better. And then I'm going to get some bling. I'm going to add some of the in color bling that is retiring right now. It's a great price. Some up. So this is supposed to be a pink. This is supposed to be this one right here is supposed to match this. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. We'll go with whoops. Just use my take your pick tool here to grab that and just put 3 of those little gems, rhinestones right in there. Whoops. Okay, move over. All right, and there we are. Okay,